And welcome back to the next episode of Meet the Pros. This episode, we're meeting with Patrick Gramuglia. He's the owner and independent mortgage broker for DLC Capital Solutions. And he's here today to talk to us about the change in interest rates. And I know this has been a big question for a lot of people going, what's going on with interest rates? If I'm looking to get a new mortgage, refinance, perhaps for renovations, or even renew my mortgage because it's coming due, what is the best thing for me to do? Is it a 5-year fixed or a 5-year variable? Well, Patrick's here today to share his opinion and his expertise on what's happening with interest rates and maybe provide an answer for us. Who knows? But hey, Patrick, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. So what should I do when it comes to interest rates?
Hi, Paul. I want to thank you very much for having me. So I figured I would talk about, like you said, the rates and what's happening. So what I would suggest right now, the variable rates are a little bit shaky in the sense that there's a tendency that it's going to increase. Okay, they're talking about the latest economists predicting a 50 basis points to 1% increase, and I think they will cap off. There is some financial institutions that have fixed payments on a variable rate, which I can discuss if somebody contacts me directly. And there's other financial institutions that have payments that will change as the rates go up or down. So that's the first thing to know. The other thing too is as the rates will rise, the economy will have an impact on the economy. And I feel that there's a chance that we could go into a small recession. And if that happens, what is the central bank going to do? They're actually going to lower rates eventually. So maybe by a year from now, spring next year, as these rate holds take effect, there could be an impact on the economy in general. When that happens, the rates will decrease. So you have to say to yourself, if you take a variable rate, you're going to ride that roller coaster. Are you okay with that? And you could benefit on the end of the term, maybe not up front, you're not going to benefit, but maybe year 3, year 4, year 5, your rates will be less. They'll be going down and you'll be attacking that capital faster. So that's one strategy that you can think about. So right now, variable rates, we're looking at 3.8 to 4.4, depending on the lender. And if we talk about fixed, let's talk about fixed. So you're a person that's nervous. You don't want to have fluctuating payments. You want to make sure you keep your amortization the same. You don't want to worry about what's happening with the rates going up or down. You just want that stability. Well, the other option you could think about, as I've been telling clients, is not take a 5-year fix because you're really paying the peak at the 5-year rates, like really at the top, I believe now. So if you take a 5-year, you're going to be stuck there for 5 years. So another option is you could take a 3-year term. Okay, so you could hedge yourself. So at least for the next couple of years, while this variable rate thing is going to go up, down, or maybe stay high for a bit, you're going to lock yourself in for 3 years. And then in 3 years' time, I believe that the fixed rates will be less. So then you'll be able to renew at a lower rate. So you can get, 3 years fixes under 5%. You can get that. So that's what I suggest to clients instead of going right away for the 5-year, because you're going to be at the peak. So if that's for purchases, that's for transferring, that's for refinancing. That's what I would been telling clients to look at that option instead of going right for the full 5-year.
You know what? That does make sense to me for sure. I've been at this a while as well, and you obviously know mortgages better than me. But I would suggest that the 5-year variable traditionally has been kind of the best deal going. But that was because interest rates are reasonably stable. But yeah, we're seeing some huge fluctuations right now. And I know that 5-year fix traditionally gave you that security. But you're right. We're at the top end of our interest rates for the first time in a long time. So maybe, sure, you get your stability, but you're paying a little bit too much to the bank for that. So that 3-year, that's a nice compromise, I think. And that's some really good advice. That's for sure. Getting that 3-year amortization period, giving you flexibility when interest rates are probably going to start coming down.
Exactly. So that's what I would suggest. And if you like the another option, as I was mentioning before, you do the variable. If you want to ride that roller coaster, there are lenders where your payment, even though you're on variable, will stay the same. It will not change even if it goes up. So you say, okay, I'll take a variable, I'll ride the roller coaster, but at least my payment will stay the same. So like if the rates go up, you'll have less going on the capital. And eventually if the rates drop, you're going to have more going on the capital. So there's some lenders that offer that too. So that could also be a compromise between going for the full fixed or taking a variable, but with fixed payments. So that's because at least when the rates go up, you won't feel you're impacted because your payments won't change.
And you know what? That's the beauty of dealing with a professional like yourself, because you understand the nuances of these mortgages and these mortgage packages. It's not just 5-year fixed, 25-year mortgage, see you at the finish line. There's a lot of things that you can do within your mortgage package that will save you money or give you flexibility in the future. Hey, Patrick, I appreciate so much you sharing your expertise with us about this subject. For sure, I'm going to encourage everybody to get in touch with you to ask you questions about their mortgage, their interest rates, and what would be best for them specific to their needs in their home to protect their best interest and put as much money in their pockets, not the bank's. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Paul, for having me. Have a great day.